Hey guys, I'm Tammy and welcome back to my channel. I thought I'd pop on today and share everything that I made in March. So if you've watched some of my other videos, you might know that I am moving back to the UK and this week is my last week in Berlin before the big move. And it actually feels really bittersweet. Like I'm really gonna miss living in Germany, but obviously super excited to finally move into our first home. So looking at everything that I've sewn, I've realized I've actually sewn way more than I thought I would, which is crazy because I'm still in the middle of like packing boxes, which is why I thought I'd do like a bit of a rundown of everything I made this month and kind of have all my sewing stuff wrapped up so I can just focus purely on moving from this point and also doing up my sewing room when I get to the new house. So I thought I'd start off and show you my favorite thing that I made this month, and it's a bit hard to show, but I made a swimsuit. This is the first swimsuit that I've ever made. And honestly, this was way easier than I thought it would be. So it's actually a very racy swimsuit. The front is like really open, there's side cutouts, the back is completely backless, and there's like a thong sort of vibe back on the bum. So I'm really happy with the overall look of this garment. Honestly, I love the cutouts. I love the fact that I used the black and I didn't use like a really bright or bold color. I think the black makes it feel a bit more classic and fun. For the sewing pattern, I actually used Edgewater Avenue's Talia swimsuit pattern, and it's my first time using any of their patterns before. I know they're really popular, especially on Instagram. They have so many swimsuit patterns, and this one kind of really caught my eye because it's something a bit different. It's not just a standard swimsuit sort of look, and I wanted to make something a bit more creative, and I'm really happy I chose this specific pattern. So I think I sewed this in a size medium, and then at the bust I graded to a size small because my hips are getting bigger. But yeah, I would say actually for me, the hips are still a bit too tight. I don't know if the fabric I have has enough stretch, but I find the hips a bit too tight on me, so I probably would actually size up, or maybe I'm not really used to wearing a swimsuit, so I don't know. I think I need to figure out that again. I really want to make this one again. Obviously this is my first time actually sewing swimwear fabric, which I found much easier than I thought I would, but I did end up basting all the seams before I actually attached the elastic, and that made it so much easier because I know a lot of people attach elastic with the overlocker, but I ended up using a zigzag stitch on my sewing machine, and I much prefer how much easier it was for me personally to glide it through the machine. Even just sewing elastic into the straps, it actually provides such a nice finish on the final garment, and that's something I'd never done before. So I definitely recommend trying to sew swimwear if you've never done it before. You'll definitely pick up some new skills. I definitely recommend making something a bit racy and a bit more fun. I think for my next swimsuit, it probably will make something a bit more classic in shape. I can't remember off the top of my head what patterns they have that are like that, but they have so many and they're really easy to follow. Some of them also have YouTube sew along videos, which is really helpful for me. And yeah, 100% recommend trying to sew swimwear. Really happy with how this one turned out for my first one, and I can't wait to sew another one. So the next thing that I made this month is this really gorgeous gathered skirt. It has an elastic waist. This is my new sewing pattern, the Amelia skirt, and it comes in sizes 6 to 32. And it's something that I just really wanted to make because it's a very simple, easy project, especially if you're a beginner. And also, if you like wearing clothes that aren't super restricting, it's just such a nice staple to have in your wardrobe. Like if you have weight fluctuations or you get bloated a lot, I honestly love wearing things with an elasticated waist because it's so comfortable and easy to wear. So I had quite a few people reach out to me and ask if I can make a really simple gathered waist pattern. And initially I kind of thought you could totally just take the rear dress and use the skirt piece and just put elastic in the top part to make this, but I thought obviously some people don't really have the skill set to understand how to do that yet. That's why I made a really nice simple gathered skirt pattern with these tiers. Honestly, can't wait for summer just to wear this because it's still so cold in Berlin, and even in the UK I still think the temperatures are really cold. So I also made this version, and this is like a purple version. This is just purely a cotton fabric, but I actually prefer this blue one because it's a cotton viscose, I think, and I think it's like a twill texture because it feels really soft and drapey, and I think using a fabric with a bit of drape really creates such a nice effect with the gathering detail. I personally prefer this garment over this one, but I'll leave a link in the description box on where you can find that new pattern. But one other thing I did make to go along with it is my Raveena dress hacked in a crop top. I honestly love a nice simple white crop top, and it's such a nice simple piece to have in your wardrobe. The reason why I like making crop tops using the Raveena dress pattern that I recently came out with is because the top is fully lined. So I personally don't wear a bra when I'm wearing this top, and paired together it makes such a nice outfit. I honestly just can't wait for it to be warm so I can actually wear a lot of my makes. So the next thing that I made this month is this really cute floral dress. I've had this fabric in my stash for like a year and I didn't honestly know what to do with it. I was actually originally going to make something for my niece, but I decided to keep the fabric for me. And I ended up using my pre-dress pattern, but I made the sleeveless version and have 2 ruffled tiers at the bottom of the dress. And I honestly love how this turned out. I honestly just love sewing with floral fabric. It just feels like such a fun print to work with, and it's very fun and vibrant, especially this one. I love all the little details. It's just really pretty. And I think when you're making anything with a gathered skirt, it just feels so fun to have like a print all kind of ruched up in the middle. So I specifically made this dress because I wanted something a bit easier to wear and have no closures or anything. And this pre-dress pattern doesn't have any zips or anything, so it just slides straight over your head, which is why I like making this style of dress. If you watched my everything I made in February video, I actually wore the pre-dress with the 3/4 sleeve attachment, but I ended up just making this one without that because obviously it's getting warmer, summer is coming even though it feels like it's not, and I just want some clothes that are much more kind of free and floaty to wear and that are a bit more fun for summer. So I made a size 8 in this pattern, and I personally just love how it fits me. Obviously if you want like a tighter waist, you could totally add waist ties in the bodice and then tie them at the back to create more of a cinched look. But I personally just love anything that feels a bit more floaty, you know, it's just a bit more relaxed and casual. I personally honestly just don't like wearing just constricting things. I said this in my last video, but I realized how much of my wardrobe is very relaxed, and I think you can make things feel a bit more elevated with the fabric choice that you use. I realized I don't really want to sew everything that I wear, and I just want to figure out what do I want to actually sew and what pieces am I comfortable to buy ready to wear. Yeah, just a reminder, if you're in the same space where I am, just kind of wondering, you know, do I have to sew everything? And if not, what am I comfortable buying? So the last thing that I made this month that I haven't even posted on Instagram yet is this gorgeous dress. So it's actually a hack of my Raveena dress pattern, but I made the straps a lot thinner, and then I also made it more like floor length. It doesn't go all the way to the floor, but it's more of a maxi dress finish. And I adore how this has turned out. It's exactly what I was envisioning. I just wanted something that felt a bit more elevated and classy, I guess, if I want to go for dinner somewhere, but I don't want to wear something super over the top. So I use this kind of navy fabric. I'm not sure if you can see the exact texture on camera, but it actually reminds me of like workwear fabric in a weird way. It's obviously a stretch fabric because you need a stretch fabric to make this dress, but the texture of it, it has like a bit of a rib, I think. And I just love how it's turned out. I'm so glad as well I made it in a blue. I was thinking of making it in a black, but I thought black might be too much, and I still wanted to make it in a color, so I think the navy worked perfectly. Oh, it looks so good in pictures. It feels so good on. I honestly love the neckline of this dress, and the thin straps just make it feel a bit more trendy. So yeah, if you have this pattern and you want to make it feel a bit different, definitely try hacking it with different straps and also making it floor length. I can even imagine wearing this as a wedding guest. I think it'll be really nice. Or if you're going on a date night and you want to wear something a bit sexier without having such a low kind of cut on the bust, this is literally perfect. So the original straps on this dress, obviously really thick, so they do cover a bra strap, but I want to try something a bit thinner and different. But I ended up putting the strap at the beginning notch that is closer to the center front, and then the other notch I kind of ignored because it's not really applicable in this style. But if you're looking for something a bit more relaxed and casual and you want to still look kind of sexy, this is definitely a good pattern to sew. I hope you enjoyed seeing everything that I made this month in March. This is way more than I thought I would actually sew, so I'm actually really shocked of how much I actually made. April, I think I'm gonna try and sew maybe a few things towards the end of the month. I actually have a collaboration with a brand that I'm hoping to do towards the middle or the end of the month, and I need to sew for that. But I guess my main focus for now is to pack everything away. Literally my sewing machine is being packed away today, and then move. We're gonna move, and hopefully my new sewing room will be ready to at least put a table in there. I haven't even bought any furniture, so I actually have to go online and look at what I want to put into the actual sewing room. I have already found a table that I absolutely love. It's literally the whole width of the room, and I'm gonna put it on the back wall. I'm just really excited to finally have a sewing room and actually make it exactly my own space and have it so it's actually created to sew, and I just can't wait to finally have that. No more sewing in the bedroom. Thank God. But I will take you along my journey of me moving. One thing I realized I have to do actually just now is that my current sewing machine, the Pfaff one, is actually an EU plug. So I'm gonna have to order a UK plug to go into the sewing machine, otherwise I won't be able to sew with it in the new house. Good reminder, I will do that today. Oh, so many things to actually do, honestly. I actually have a list of what I need to get done. I've already sorted through all my fabric, and I've not got rid of any, but I have got rid of clothing. Some handmade dresses I've already donated to a local charity. And I found out actually on my stories on Instagram, I was posting about this, that apparently if you donate clothes that don't have a label in it, or if it's handmade, they don't actually give them out to the public. I think they actually just get rid of them, which I did not know. I would not have done that if I knew that otherwise. Maybe different branches have different things, but apparently that's a thing. So I guess next time I'd probably have a bit of a de-stash or post it on Vinted. I've never actually used Vinted before, but apparently if you have clothes you want to get rid of, it's a really useful space to actually kind of get people to use your secondhand clothing. So next time I will be doing that. Anyway, thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed seeing everything that I made this month, and I'll see you in the next one.